Guys, welcome to my YouTube video. And for today, we will be ranking Cuphead bosses based on difficulty and how hard I believe them to be. Now, just for clarification, I would like to emphasize how I did this ranking, how am I ranking the bosses, and what gear I used. So for my shots, I used Spread and Converge. My super art was Extra Up, which gives you an extra life. And furthermore, I played as Miss Chalice. So basically, this is all after you get the DLC content, which I know may seem like a little unfair, but we have to remember the developers allowed for you to use Miss Chalice in any level in this game and whenever you want. So I'm considering that fair game to use it to against these bosses and any bosses in any order. And obviously, you can tell that some of the bosses were not made for Miss Chalice's gameplay, so that makes it easier, definitely for a lot of bosses. But I mean, they some of them still give me a challenge despite the benefits she offers, and some of them specifically one, you know, it's actually really bad if you use Miss Chalice for that one. I'll explain which one that one is, though. Anyways, though, let's get on to the tier ranking. So, first thing that we're doing is we're going to do the root pack. Now, I don't know why this one has like three separate ones for the root pack. I think that's a little dumb. Even when they have, where is it? So you have the onion, you have the carrot, and the fucking carrot, and then you have the root. What is that thing? I actually don't know what the first one is. I know onion and carrot, but I don't know what the first one is. That's embarrassing. But that's weird that they did it like that when they have also a similar boss fight later on that has like multiple other enemies, like multiple other bosses, but it's like all one. I think that's weird. Anyways, though, they're all the same one, so F tier. They're all really easy. It's probably one of the first bosses you will face in this game. Because of that, it will be the easiest boss you face in this game. Arguably, no, definitely the easiest one. The patterns are simple, the movesets are not that bad, and I mean the only challenge is the carrot, just because like his, like carrots that can come back, like trace you, basically follow you. And then like his psychic powers, which I still don't know how to explain, but I digress. You also have Coupe le Grande. Now this one is more challenging. It's the gumball guy. I don't know why they call him Coupe Le Grande. That's a weird name. But this guy is much more challenging. He has way more mobility, and his first phase is the hardest because he's small, so it's kind of hard to see where the ball, like where he's going. When he's bigger, I actually think it's easier to see where he's going and like kind of dodge it than when he's small, because like he can go way farther too. But his mobility and like his hitbox itself, like him hitting you, is the challenge of the boss, and that makes him harder than the root pack, but not by much, and he's still pretty easy. Now we have Ribby and Croaks. I would argue for being the first Isle bosses, they are definitely a great challenge. They are, I don't know, their movesets are kind of complex, but not too bad. Their moves can come at you quickly, but not so much. It requires you to have good, like, what's it called? Good awareness of your surroundings. What's it called? Scanning, I would say, like scanning around, seeing where enemies' projectiles are coming from and all that. And the third phase is the hardest, the slot machine, which has like random, like the fire, the balls, the fucking like one that goes like really, really fast. Like that one is definitely a great challenge. And for our next one, we have Hildeberg. Where is Hildeberg? Oh yeah, it's this girl. Honestly, I was gonna put them at B when I first made this video because I was like, they're pretty challenging. But after going through all of these bosses, they're not that bad compared to what's later on appears. They're still pretty hard. I mean, let's see what I wrote. Uh, worst, hardest boss of the first isle. I think that's still true. Multiple transformations, especially that bull one. That bull one is really hard because it doesn't telegraph when it's about to attack, and because it doesn't telegraph when it's about to attack, that one is the one where I like lose at least like 1 HP or even two if I'm unlucky. The rest of the phases I don't, but because it makes me lose like multiple HP, especially with Miss Chalice when you have four, that is still pretty intense, and that's definitely the hardest of the first isle, at least in my opinion. Yeah, now you have my lord, I can't even spell this. Cagney Carnation. It's a flower guy. I don't know why. I think he's CE. He's difficult because he throws a lot of like projectiles at you, but besides that, like he's not hard at that much, not as much as other ones. Furthermore, in my opinion, right? His hard version, which I'm not ranking him on the hard versions, I'm ranking him on the normal versions. Okay, but if you were to play the hard version of him, Trying to get the parries in that one is actually torture. It's like I still haven't been able to do that one because like the amount of stuff he throws to you is like two times and hard, and it's just like it's just impossible to do it correctly. Let's see. So we have that one. We have Dijimi the Great. I do not know how to say that, but it's a genie guy. He's B. He is hard. He's a actually challenging one, especially his final phase. Like the I like the Bill Cipher's looking guys that have like eyeballs and like if when they open their eyes, they're about to telegraph, they're about to attack, but you have to dodge and also avoid his like little like weird ring thing that he like it's like a I have no idea what it is, but like it's hard. His transition phase between like his first and I think his third one with like his coffin is like trying to like get through like it's like shoot through blocks and like make it through it or else avoid the buzzsaws or else you get like you lose your HP. Like, he's a good challenge and definitely shows you for the second out that things are wrapping up. The next one is Baroness von Bonbon. It's the sugar lady. Oh my god. But this, yeah, they're harder than him, but not the hardest. Provides a great challenge. Um, provides a good challenge. Definitely, I do not like the waffle guy, and I don't like the cupcake guy. They've killed me multiple times while making that. After you get past those, I mean, the rest of it's easy. Her final phase is really simple. Just avoid the head and avoid, I think it's like the rolling candy, I think. It's not that bad. It's really not that bad. Next one we have is, where is it? Peppy the Clown. He's a good one. He's a good one. I remember playing this game the first time. He was the one I got stuck on for the second round. Like I could not get past him. His weird move sets like his the what's called the roller coaster he brings in, then the carnival, then the monkeys at the very end, and then the carousel ride, like all of that combined, and then him like throwing a lot of stuff at you and being like very quick makes him a challenge. But with Miss Chalice, especially after you get the DLC and get the challenge, it's easy. It's not bad. It's actually really easy to dodge resist attacks with that. And that's the thing, it's like Baronet of okay, Bonbon and then Jijimi. They're hard is because one of them is a flying level, so you won't get any benefits with this challenge except one extra HP. And then Bonbon still is like it's one platform, so you can't really like maneuver around. While like in the clown, there's a lot of platforms that you need to be on, so having that extra double jump definitely benefits you. And we'll see further on how it affects the rest of the bosses. We have Grim Matchstick. I hate this dragon. I I hate this dragon. With all my heart, I hate this dragon. It's stupid. His attacks are annoying. Every single thing he does is like absolutely asinine, and he's easily the hardest boss in the second round, and one of the hardest bosses in general. I just think the platforms that make it difficult, they're like because consistently moving, right? Like you're not ever standing still, so moving, so you're never safe. Really, you never feel comfortable. There's always projectiles coming at you. His final phase, if you hit the projectiles, which I have, what's it called? I think spread. Spread is like has a lot of range, so it will hit those projectiles, and I will get punished because of I'm using spread to specifically against him. I mean, it was a real challenge to beat this one, and in my opinion, he is definitely A tier ranking for difficulty. Wally Warbles, yep, there it is, A tier. I know that seems weird. Put him at the same tier as Green Matchstick. I think he's just challenging. I really genuinely think he's a challenging boss fight that gives you a run for the money, and it's like it's just hard. That's it. Like there's not much I could say. I mean, also second. Okay, so every phase out of the first one is the hardest. That's what I wrote in my notes. The second, third, and fourth are the hardest. Um, so everything after the first one is difficult. That's basically what I'm trying to say. All right, let's get to the third aisle. I will say this. The third aisle is the most interesting because they have some of the hardest ones and some of the easiest ones, in my opinion. We have, what's his name? Honey Bottoms. Honey Bottoms is A tier. Now, you might say, why not S tier? A tier because the first two phases are not that bad. The one that makes it challenging is the final one, where she becomes an airplane and shoots from you from below, so you have to angle your attacks below. But besides that, the first two are pretty simple, especially with Miss Chalice, as I said, and I said earlier in the video. She gives you a benefit in that area, and that makes it easier to platform around and dodge all the projectiles and get on the platforms that you need to get on. That double jump really does help in that scenario. So because of that, Honey Bottoms is challenging, but it's not the most challenging, and it's not S tier at all. Let's see, we have that Dr. Cal's robot. Hate me if you want, I don't care. S tier. multiple like you have to hit different body parts. You have to also then once you get rid of them, the attacks don't go away. They bring new attacks that you have to also avoid. His transition phase is really annoying, and then his final phase is just him. You have to hit him, but you also have to avoid all the projectiles, and it's just hard to avoid all of them. And you also have to, be careful because if you don't look correctly, you might just shoot into a wall and not even deal any damage to him whatsoever. He throws a lot of stuff at you, and definitely for a flying level, it's probably one of the hardest ones. I mean, it's just difficult. Hello. Alright, I came back because I realized the list I had did not have the DLC bosses, which I wanted to rank them because I did research them. So we're gonna fix that. Okay. So back to what I was saying. Dr. Cow, difficult. So next one. Okay. Next one is gonna be Sally Stage Play. Um, she's really easy. I would argue it's not that bad. The baby phase, which is the second stage or the second act of the stage, is easy. Like it's not that bad. I think if anyone is overreacting to that, I mean, it's a really easy boss. I don't know why. I feel like, literally, I wrote it here. Kind of hard. There's a lot of stuff, but like she's challenging as at first phase, but it's just like nothing like it doesn't give like that ounce, like that umph that you expect from the third aisle. Like in my opinion, I think when I'm in the third aisle, I'm expecting like the hardest bosses in the game. This feels like a second aisle or even the first aisle boss, if we're being real. What's the name? We have Calamari. Now, Calamari, which I believe is a fish lady. She is difficult. She is annoying, and I mean, especially after the first, second phase. I don't know. After the first, it gets really hard, and it's a challenge. I'll say that for sure. Besides that, right? You have Captain Ryan Beard, right? Hard boss. He's a hard boss, especially after the first phase, because he starts throwing more and more stuff at you. With Miss Chalice, it's easy to dodge most of that stuff. You just have to be paying attention to like all. I think he has really good telegraphs for his moves. That makes him easzy. And furthermore, none of his attacks are bullshit. I only think the final phase is really hard because, especially the tongue and like the bow, all that thing, right? Which sounds weird. Still, that makes it hard. But like, besides that, like, I don't know. I don't think, in my opinion, that you can be really like, oh wow, Captain Bradbeard, one of the hardest bosses. No, he's just pretty hard, especially for this game. But that's not saying much in comparison to other bosses. I actually skipped one. Werner Werman, which is the rat guy, he's pathetically easy. I think he's like a second or a first style boss. Like he's super simple. His attacks are telegraphed. None of it doesn't. It feels like a boss that was in the first aisle that came to the third one for some reason. It just doesn't feel correct. It doesn't feel right. I mean, it's a really easy boss. Like genuinely, the first time I like when I beat it first, I was like, wow, I didn't. I don't think I lost any health. Which is for the third aisle, you expect at least like lose 1 or 2 HP, not nothing in my opinion. You have Phantom Express. Phantom Express is. Don't want to give it. Okay, if we're gonna get that Phantom, I'm actually gonna put Calamari in S tier as well. They are easily one of the hardest ones in this game, and because of that, Phantom Express is hard because of the stupid platform that you have to parry to order for it to move, and it's annoying. Especially when there's like enemies that literally purposefully parry it for you, so you go into the wrong direction and you have to kill them, and then also avoid the enemy's attacks. The positioning of that level where you need to correctly parry and where to dodge most of the boss's attacks is what makes that level hard. And even Miss Chalice, despite all her benefits, does not help in this regard because you still need that position. So in my opinion, it is an S tier boss because of that positioning issue. Alright, now we have King Dice. King Dice is A tier. He is hard, especially because it's a long one, so you're gonna get exhausted probably from playing it. But is not hard also in the same vein. Not an S tier because does give you a lot of benefits. You can get extra HP if you hit the dices right. You can, depending on the bosses you get, it's pretty. Some of the bosses, mini bosses, they're really easy. His final phase is not that bad, and I mean, even with Miss Chalice, right? And here's the thing too. With Miss Chalice, I don't think it is possible to beat that boss because most of the attacks are parry based, or you need to use parry to like get over his final phase, right? It is impossible to do with Miss Chalice, in my opinion. Besides that, if you play normally, it's actually a benefit and it's not that bad. Like it's a fun one. It'll definitely take you a couple tries, but it's not a difficult boss. It's not an S tier boss. I'm saying it is a difficult boss. Sorry, but it's not S tier. King Dice is also the same way. I think King Dice is easier than not King Dice. Okay, I think the Devil was what I meant is easier than King Dice, and I mean that's just my opinion. It's hard, especially his first phase, which is very annoying. But I think after you get the first phase, which I find to be the hardest for some reason, the second phase and third ones are not that bad. Like it's just you have to dodge platforms, dodge attacks, maybe avoid hitting the bomb. But besides that, it's not that bad. And I'm doing this in comparison to all these bosses. Like all of these bosses are harder than most bosses in most video games, but like I'm comparing them to one another, and they're not that bad. Anyways, let's go to DLC. I put that as another ranking. I don't. Okay, here's the thing. And here's the thing. I don't care what order I put these in. Ignore the order. Please ignore the order. I will tell you. Ignore the order of the DLC bosses. There's no order to them. They are all hard. They are all challenging. All of them took me multiple tries. They are not easy bosses. They are made to be for people who have played the game already and have experience with the game. So they are challenging already from the front. And especially, let's talk about some of them, right? Okay. We have, let's see, Glumson the Giant is hard. Uh, you have More Time Freeze. He's a really hard boss with positioning being key, especially with the second phase. You have the Howling Aces, which especially the last phase where you're trying to like dodge and like like it changes this like your screen that messes you up, and that will definitely get you a couple of times because you have to get used to that. You have Esther Winchester, which is I think this girl that literally like it's a flying stage and it's one of the hardest flying stages in the game. And finally, you also have the Moonshine Mobs, which actually are not that bad. I think they're easy, kind of, but like they're still much harder in comparison to all the other bosses. And then obviously you have Salt Shaker, which or Seth Salt Shaker, which his challenge is horrible, makes you want to die, especially because you have to notice literally in the very beginning of the like when the boss is starting, you have to notice what he's doing in the background because that's the first attack, and you need to be ready for that. Because if you're not, you already lose 1 HP right there, and that's pretty. I think that's pretty tough. But like, that's what the game expects from you now to be focused on everything. And to me, it's hard to rank these DLC bosses in the base game because they're all just significantly harder than any other boss in the game. So therefore, I decided to make a new ranking: DLC bosses. That's it, nothing more. Anyways, thank you for watching my video. Have a wonderful night or day.